5 seconds before the performance.
Places, everybody.
Welcome to Theatre First with Alex First.
Set during the Great Depression, Girl from the North Country is a brilliantly conceived and executed theatrical production, featuring the music and lyrics of Bob Dylan. Irish writer and director Conor McPherson has taken the singer-songwriter's life's work and reimagined it as an expansive Eugene O'Neill type play with music. When I talk about Eugene O'Neill, he is an American playwright and the 1936 Nobel laureate in literature. Of course, Dylan himself was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2016, so 80 years later. Getting back to the theatrical production, at its core is the realism of the mid-1930s, harsh and unrelenting. The piece features 22 of Dylan's numbers, 11 in each act, among them my favourites: Slow Train, Like a Rolling Stone, Hurricane and Forever Young. Set in Minnesota in the upper Midwest of the United States, it focuses on the proprietor of a rundown guest house. Nick Lane, played by Peter Cowitz, is in financial strife. His marriage and life are on the precipice. His wife, Elizabeth, Lisa McCune, has mental health issues. The bank is threatening to foreclose on their property. He hopes to benefit from the payday coming to his mistress, the widow Mrs. Nielsen, Christina O'Neill. Elizabeth and Nick's son Gene, James Smith, is a wannabe writer, a layabout and drunkard. Their 19-year-old pregnant adopted African-American daughter Marianne, Shimon Thies, has not had it easy. Now Lane is trying to secure her future by marrying her off to an old widower. While the play focuses on them, it also concentrates on some of the guests, including a fallen businessman with an intellectually impaired son, a slippery Bible salesman, and a recently jailed boxer. The narrator is the Lane family physician, Dr. Walker, Terence Crawford. I loved the way the story unfolded. No pretense, almost matter of fact, and yet with real impact. Likewise, how the musical numbers were interspersed. Even the biggest songs didn't leave room for applause. That was saved until the end, when the standing ovation that Girl from the North Country received was most warranted. The minimalist staging, a few sets and props, and a slew of exposed instruments such as piano, double bass, fiddle, guitar and drums is in keeping with the solemnity of the content. The choreography is slick and seamless. The lighting is often on the dark side of the spectrum, which is again contextually appropriate. Among the performances, many stood out. Lisa McCune is exemplary in terms of both her acting and singing. She appears to relish the role of the say-it-like-it-is, mentally unstable Elizabeth. I assure you she doesn't hold back. Peter Cowitz's gravelly voice is perfectly suited to the troubled characterisation of Elizabeth's husband. Going toe-to-toe with him, often literally, is James Smith as their 20-something-year-old son. Shimon Thies readily channels indignance as their adopted daughter. Elijah Williams packs punch as the pugilist Joe Scott, who's looking to move on with his life after a series of devastating blows. As Nick's mistress, Christina O'Neill's vocals are another highlight. Greg Stone lurches from respectable to ferocious and flailing as he works through the story arc that his character, businessman Mr. Burke, travels. Talented songstress, musician and performer Helen Dallymore impresses with her all-round abilities as Mrs. Burke. Blake Erickson has a standout number and adopts the persona of their intellectually challenged son, Elias. Grant Pirro has sleazy written all over him as the manipulative Reverend Marlowe. Terence Crawford is excellent as the straight-talking narrator who sets up the contention and appears again in this guise from time to time to give us more detail. The strong cast is ably supported by a 6-piece band under the musical direction of Andrew Ross. There's something special about this production. I found it different in style from most other plays with music or indeed live theatre that I've seen. While it has humorous moments, it's essentially a tale of toil and struggle, capturing the mood of the times particularly well. Girl from the North Country is a work to be savoured, It's playing at the Comedy Theatre in Melbourne until the 4th of June 2022.
You've been listening to Theatre First with Alex First. Available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.